Yeah.
Hey there Rockstar! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ruben Whitter, and as you can see, I'm recording a metric ton of auditions today. But when word got round that I'm doing YouTube again, my Instagram was literally flooded with DMs. So I wrote down a ton of questions which you have for me, and I thought I'd do a Q&A. This is the very first Q&A that I've ever done in life. But whenever I meet someone new, like they always have a crap ton of questions. So I thought it'd be a good idea to just like have like a catalogue of like, you know, Q&As, question and answers, you know, fun tidbits about me. If you want to know, then now you know. So question 1, what is your job? I believe that I answered this in a very convoluted way before, but succinctly question 1, you can call me an actor. But now, like, a fever dream of mine would be like a pop star, rock star. That would just be like undone. Have like a string of albums and it'd be on the charts and everyone like dancing to my songs in the club and everything else. That would be absolutely insane. Like I didn't know what I'd do with myself if that actually happened. But I'm an actor. I do stage, screen and voice and movement. Also lend my image to photographers too as a model. Also do opera, shout out. And I'm a tenor. But when I'm meeting someone for the first time, I just say, hi, I'm Ruben. I'm an actor, model, tenor. So like they sort of have like, that's how the main things that I do in one sort of thing. So yeah. Question number 2 is, did you go to uni, and if not, would you go? My gosh. Yes, I did go to university. Well, I went to, oh my gosh, I don't even know, okay. So I went to university first when I was 18, like most people did, and I studied psychology with Spanish. I did that for like, I think I was there for at least like a month or so. Then I was like, I don't think this is working, even though it could have worked if I really buckled down hard enough, but then like I would have hurt myself in the process, legit. I then transferred to do Spanish and linguistics, and that again was like just like the wrong kind of vibe. Like the first uni I could have like survived, and the second one is like, you know what, that was just not a mistake necessarily, because like at least now I know if it was to like reincarnate or some nonsense. But it just wasn't the tea, no. So I'm a double university dropout, which is amazing to say. And if not, would you? Well, I do plan on going back to university next year, 2022. That's the plan anyway. And it's like, the plan to go back to university is so convoluted now, it's insane. If I was to do life again, oh my gosh. But had I like planned things properly, I probably maybe went to Leeds or somewhere. Yeah, Leeds. And I would have done a bachelor's in psychology, and that would have been enough. So I would have done like psychology, maybe drama studies or like English lit or something. And then maybe I would have went to like Edinburgh to do a master's in art history, and I would be a completely different person to who I am now. Now I'm very much about like, you know, the glitz and the glam, and if I can't Instagram it, then I'm not eating it. But back then, I don't know what kind of person I'd be now, sort of thing. Like maybe I'd be like artsy, but like, you know, like those like serious artists who like wear all black and it's like very political and like, you know, everything's a meaning and everything like else like that, like that. And I probably would have like some barge boat in Bristol eventually, and like drinking scrumpy and like pale ale and all those sorts of things. I'd be like so hipster, it would be like I would hate myself sort of thing. But now I'm all about the vibrancy and like the colours and the amount of things that I've done. Like, of course I didn't do anything in a vacuum, like, you know, like all that to the end of time. But I very much feel like that version of myself, I feel like 2 things actually. People are talking to me now like I am that version of myself which will just never exist, A. And B, I feel such like a deep sense of joy as the things that I've done, because when all is said and done, when I look back at my life, like I have a story of just a young kid who pursued his dream and achieved his dream. It's like, look at the crazy stuff I'm doing now. It's insane the amount of things that I get to do every single day. I never thought I'd ever do opera of all things, and that's like highfalutin art 101. And I'm genuinely moved by the things that I'm doing as well. I'm like legit generally interested in like every single aspect of my life. I wake up every day feeling happier and happier, and when all is said and done, I created this. I've been through so many things and processes which other people have been in, and I'm going out on top, you know? Literally shout outs to everyone else. Everyone's on their own journey, doing their own thing, but no part of myself says that, oh, I wish that I graduated at 21. No part of myself says that. Maybe I could have been invited to a bit more house parties. Maybe I could have, like, you know, went to more art galleries on my own or something, but when all is said and done, I'm very, very happy with my journey so far. And I can always do that. I can always like go back to the barge boat and like the pubs and everything else too. But that version of myself can't dream of the kind of life that I'm living now. I couldn't have imagined the kind of life I'm living now. And I love the fact that I get to be myself, and people generally want like me, not like the convoluted artsy fartsy degree person that I would pretend to be, because like that's just what's in vogue or whatever. I feel it's happiness and joy and freedom, and I love it through and through. So yeah, and going to university would only like add to my life. It wouldn't be like the whole thing, sort of thing. And I can't wait to the person who I'm going to become. I can't wait to be that person. Question 3 is, oh my god. Would you do reality TV again? We would love to see you on screen. Oh my gosh, I know, oh well, of course I know who said this question. But the answer to that is yes. And I'm actually in talks of putting together a pilot for a pretty exciting TV series. And it's just a pilot, to be honest with you. But, you know, like, I couldn't imagine it going on like pretty much forever. The way it is. And yeah, I'm so excited for that. So, yes! And it's gonna be something that's completely unexpected, but if you know me, then you sort of would know what it is, but then only like 2 people would like know what I'm talking about right now. So yeah. Question number 4 is, what music do you like? Well, I grew up on Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Rihanna, Beyonce. Like, I can give or take Beyonce, to be honest with you. That's just me though. But I got to Beyonce more when she's like 4 and self-titled and Lemonade, and like, you know, before and after that I'm like, whatever. David Guetta, oh, they're all coming back to me now. Like Flo Rida, Kesha, and just like pop music. Oh, it's pop out. And pop music is now quite indie, which like kind of suits me personally. It's like it's not so mainstream now, but now I'm getting more into like trap, not so much drill, but like trap, hip hop, what's it called? New metal, when they rap and like rock out at the same time. I was an emo kid when I was growing up, so I love Evanescence and Avril Lavigne, even though Avril Lavigne is like not like the emo-ist, but you know, like sort of like when it comes into when like rock and roll, oh, Linkin Park, like when things come more into the Fall Out Boy, oh my gosh, they're all coming back. Basically, if it comes to Ariana Grande, of course, Ariana Grande down. When things come into like the pop lane, then I'll probably be on it. And like, as I get more and more into music in general, like when I enhance my Spotify playlist, if you don't know what I'm listening to, then follow me on Spotify. I get more into like artsy R&B with like kind of chill vibes and like new beats, experimental music. I like Sophie as well, like rest in peace, Rena and the Diamonds, Friday XCX, wow, that's a lot. Cardi B, like Meg Thee Stallion, Princess Nokia, Ashniko. My gosh, I need to update my playlist. Ava Max as well, she's pretty cool. Lil Pump as well, Ray, Nicki Minaj. Did I not say Nicki Minaj before? Nicki Minaj, my gosh, I'm a barb, man. Like, girl. Okay, cause I can talk about music all day long, but okay. Question 5. Any hobbies outside of being creative? Yes, like I'm an intensely creative person, like like the way my life works is just like throw art out there and then like ask for change later. I like video games. I do. I love Crash Bandicoot, Super Mario, Mr. Persia, Girl Undone, Lara Croft, Derby Girl, all the way. I'm getting back into video games as well, and that's my main hobby outside of being employed for my creativity sort of thing. I also love food, I love eating, I love partying, I love sushi, I love Japanese food, I love tapas, Spanish food. I love traveling as well. I'm not so much a beach person. I'm more like a city person. Like, I would go to Shanghai before I go to Barbados. Even though Shanghai is still kind of, like, I go to Tokyo before I go to Barbados, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sort of metropolitan, New York, Manhattan, LA, even Massachusetts and like Texas. Like, any sort of like urbanized area is where I'm more likely to go. Berlin. I also like using my body, like, in the best kind of way. I love go-karting, quad biking, and I just love exploring, like, legit. There's just so much going on this earth. Like, I just want to explore, like, the best of it, truly. That's where I am right now. Do you smoke weed and drink alcohol? Okay, do you smoke weed and drink alcohol? This is a good question because I had my first drink, I believe at like, well, not my very first drink, but you know, I started getting into drinking when I was like maybe 23, and I'm 25 now as I'm recording this. So like, that's British late, but like, I think in some states in the US you can drink when you're 25, and I think like in like some parts of Asia you can drink like past 30, so it's what it is. Yeah, I wasn't really like that person to like binge drink in the park when I was a teenager. Maybe that would have been like fun to like have a story to tell or something, but like I wasn't thinking like that, to be honest with you. No, I didn't drink, I didn't drink like for my health. I drank like just to have a good time and a buzz and then just like move on with my life sort of thing. You know what I mean? But the first part is, yes, I do smoke weed. I love cocktails, like cocktails, rosé, cider, those are my go-to. There are some gins which are like quite nice and quite fruity, but when you find a good gin, you find a great gin. So this is my bong right here. This has been with me for a very, very long time. I think this is the second bong that I purchased with my own fund. And oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. It has been with me through quite a bit, to be honest with you. And I'm a 420 advocate, and if that stops you from getting to know me personally or professionally, then please exit stage left. Question 7 is, can you sing? And whoa, can you sing? What is your vocal range? Yes, I can sing. Yes, I can sing. So I'm a tenor and I can sing opera as well. I'm doing lots and lots of singing these days. So if that's what you like from me, then you'll be happy. Yes, I can sing. Yes, I can sing. Oh, my vocal range. My vocal range, I believe, is E2 to C#5, D5 on a good day. But those are the notes that I can sing. These questions are really good. Like, I'd love to dive deeper into these questions. You let me know if there's a question in particular that you want me to dive deeper into in the comments below. The next question is, how do you stay so skinny? And how tall are you? Honestly speaking, I say I eat healthy, but like, I love burgers and fries and like, and fried rice and everything else. But I generally eat like quite healthily. Like, I try being vegan, but my body, this body needs protein, animal protein, it does. I've tried being vegetarian, I tried being vegan, but like, there's something about like animal protein that my body just like needs for whatever reason. I don't know. But I'm quite plant-based as well. I don't tend to overeat. Whenever I do overeat, I just get like very bloated and I just like poo it out the next day. Just like, hello. Same with me trying to bulk as well. Like, I'm getting more into fitness each and every day, and like, rather than actually like it doesn't go anywhere really. Like, gosh, it's the most frustrating thing. It's like, but it's the most like non-problem that I have. Like, oh damn it, I wish that the fat that I ate stuck on my body, stuck on my chest, rather than like get flushed out the toilet. But that's just, that's the same thing. And how tall am I? So my measurements are on my Instagram. So I am 6 foot tall, 28 inch waist, 36 inch leg, and 8.5 or 9 shoe. Like, sometimes an 8.5, sometimes a 9, depending on like the make and the brand and everything else. But yeah, and I'm getting more into exercise too. Like, I'm trying to get into running. Like, usually I like just run to the bus, or the train, because trains have literally no time for you. But I've always been skinny, you know what I mean? Like, it's just how I am, I guess. Next question is, are you religious? So I was christened or baptized, I can't remember which two it is, like when I was born. I was never religious. The only religion that I sort of align myself with is the Hare Krishna. I believe that's more of a spiritual movement rather than a religion per se, but I'm very spiritual. And the more I go through life, like the more spiritual I get, definitely. Because I think that religion sort of gives the assumption that you're still living in like 0 BC, which is just not true. It just isn't. And I've been to church a few times, and I wouldn't mind going to a mosque or a synagogue or anything, or any place of worship that like encourages, you know, community and wants to be a better person, all those sorts of things. But for me, it's not that I have questions that religion can't necessarily answer. Like, it's good to have like a foundation to work from. But for me, like, I'm very much like an individual. I'm not necessarily one to like ask a pastor or something what this line in this text means. I would just like explore that in my own time and like use my own context in my own life and like, you know, be a good person that way. And last question is, are you now back on YouTube? Oh my gosh. You know, it's so interesting because like there's so many things in my life that YouTube could have brought, I suppose. Yet at the same time, there's so many things that I've done outside of the internet in general that I would not have had the opportunity to had I have carried on YouTube way back when. You know what I mean? But the answer to that is yes. Don't quote me on any schedule today, but yeah. And those are all the questions that I had today. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. This was so fun, by the way. It's so fun. Like, I can't believe there's like a whole bunch of people out there who like actually want to get to know me. This was my first Q&A ever as well, so like I hope I did the questions justice as well. I don't know, cause like I love to talk. I do. I could talk about any one of these questions like girl, there's a ghost up in here. I could talk about any one of these questions like literally like for hours on end. I love talking, I love having conversations, and it's been fun as well. Like these are really good questions. I'm in the best mood now. I actually have to go because like I literally have like, you see, oh, how many people do we have here? And there's like a whole pile down there. So that's it for me. So stay awesome and make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you tell everybody about my YouTube channel. So that's it for me. So until next time, bye.